We are Social Blade.
A recent study conducted by the University of Michigan concluded that today's college students are 40% less empathetic than those of the 80s and 90s. They attributed this to the influx of callous reality TV shows and the astronomical growth of social networking and texting, both technologies that allow people to tune out others while they or when they don't want to feel engaged. The researchers actually wrote that young adults today are comprised of one of the most self-concerned, competitive, confident, and individualistic cohorts in recent history. Then they're referring to the me generation or the millennials. They note that the most sizable empathy drop came after 2000 as social networks such as Facebook and MySpace began to flourish. And I quote, "Physically distant online environments allowed people to lionize their own lives and functionally create a buffer between individuals, which makes it easier to ignore others' pain or even at times inflict pain upon others." So I open this up to everybody. So do you guys agree with the study that college kids are less empathetic to the increased use of new media?
You know, I don't really care.
You're one of those 95%. You know, I have to say that that's pretty ridiculous. I think, you know, that's like saying, you know, video games cause children to be less empathetic because and more accustomed to violence. And those things happen. Yes, I get that. I understand that. And then crazies come out of it, and people, you know, certain small percentages happen. But at the same time, we have to think about, you know, this is a way of interacting and engaging, and, you know, let's not turn it south. I mean, I don't think it can cause you to be less empathetic to use social networks. I think, you know, you look at Twitter and people are helping each other out all the time. You look at the various social networks and there's charities that are helping other people out, and just the random person that will retweet or start up a cause. So I don't know if that study's exactly accurate. That's 40%. That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with it, especially someone who just graduated from college this past May. I mean, I can totally see it. I mean, you know, though there are a lot of people within, you know, the communities who are, you know, really really embody social media and really like want to do good things over these channels. I mean, a majority of them just use it like everyday life and a platform to, you know, make fun of others, but not be face to face in it. Especially, if you like, I use Foursquare up at school, you know, when I check into like classes, and, you know, you just view the tweets around the campus, and I mean, there are people just making fun of each other and all that stuff. And it's like, you know, what the hell? I mean, you guys don't understand, you know, why these channels are available to you. And you obviously think it's just another way of, you know, goof dick and all kinds of other stuff.
I'm not going to ask what that means. Ergo, what are your thoughts?
I kind of agree maybe with Aaron here. I guess I don't have the facts, obviously, and I was wondering, I was trying to look on here to see if it said who did this study, and if there were a reputable survey place or whatever.
The survey was done by Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg, okay. But I did see that at the bottom of the article, there actually is a little place to take a survey. It looks like there's a whole bunch of questions here, though, so I was going to do it on the air, but there's a lot of questions. So you can try it. We'll link this in the show notes, so you can take the survey and see if I guess it's the same survey that the college students took.
I'm going to think of something. I'm going to feel an emotion right now about this, and Bridget, I want you to empathize with me on this.
Bridget, that's your cue, I think.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm supposed to empathize now, or were you going to say something?
That was kind of a segue. It was an failed segue to you say, well, the empathization of the youth in America is say something smart. I'm just here to say dumb things. You're supposed to come in and make me look good, and I'm just going to sit here and make funny faces. Go ahead.
They always come out with new studies, and because I'm somebody, and it looks like my video's gone. In a great pose, by the way. Did you see that last pose? I think you should leave that up there. It's like the thing from Real Genius, like I'm in that house waiting for the whatever. Anyway, they're always coming out with new studies saying this or that, children are angrier than they used to be. ADDs, every child in America has ADD. I think that you could come up with statistics about just about anything. And I don't know if you guys remember being in school. Part of being a kid is being a little narcissistic, and especially if you're privileged in college, takes a while to grow up. Guys take a little bit longer than girls.
Hey,
Isn't that right, Aaron?
Whoa, what's going on?
Totally agree.
So I
Go
agree
on, Bridget. Keep going.
I want to see where this study was done, how many students, what the demographics were, what colleges they went to, and I want to see their social profiles too. I want to see what these people look like on Facebook. They probably have like 3 or 4 friends. I mean, you really have to dive deeper than this to prove a case.
Well, it was
What
14.
they did was they examined 72 studies of American college students with the mean age of 20 from 1979 to 2009, and they all participated in the same test, which is like a reactivity index, which looked at the empathy concern and then perception checking.
Invading the internet, covering Web 2.0, coast to coast, worldwide, and everywhere in between. This is where you put the social in social media. We are Social Blade.